Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of The Fight Guys. Right now we are sitting outside of the Galen Center where we will be here for Mars vs. Cuellar in a couple of hours. As you can see next to me is the returning crew of Frederick Hawthorne and Steven Cureño from KO
Sports on YouTube.
Barbershop Conversations. And as you can see right in between us is Ken Porter and Shawn Porter. Let's get into it. Let's just talk boxing, guys. You know, tomorrow, as we stated, we have a big night of fights coming up. Let's talk about pizza coming up.
God, that smells excellent.
It does smell good.
Usually when you leave a weigh-in, you're supposed to go get something to eat. Where's my food at?
We on Figure Road.
That,
We are on Figure Road. There is a lot. But let's talk boxing. Tomorrow we got Mars vs. Cuellar, Julian Williams versus Jamal Charlo. Talk to us about just the big night of boxing here in SoCal.
I was telling them earlier, man, it's awesome to have a card like this where you can go early to see the fights and you will be entertained the entire night. And I think that's what this card has to offer. It's great boxing from some great young competitors and guys that want to get in there and fight and do, you know, what they're trained to do. You know, nobody's in there running. Nobody's gonna be in there running tonight, and everybody's gonna go in there ready to win a big fight.
Your thoughts, Ken?
Well, I told Shawn we had to come to this fight because, like I said, first of all, the Charlo brothers, I had those guys in camp in northern Michigan when they were 14 years old. Actually, the one that's fighting, I gave him his ring name. Oh, you can give me a piece of that, brother. Yeah, you can bring some of that. You can bring.
What kind is it?
Absolutely.
Oh, cheese.
Yeah.
The whole thing's yours.
Oh,
the whole thing is
thank you so
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We'll take the pizza.
I'm not going.
So delivery on the street.
I'm not going to open it up yet because there's going to be problems.
I said we eat on camera. I have no problem with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got no problem with it. Go ahead.
I don't think that's good etiquette. Damn, I want to open this. I had the Charlo brothers at Northern Michigan when they were 14 years old, and actually the one that's fighting, I gave him his ring name that he's using now. Because he was such a hard ass in camp and so mean and hard to deal with. I said, you're just a little hard man, a little iron man, that's all you are. And that's what he used it. When he turned pro, he came to me and said, Coach, that's my ring name is. He said, Iron Man, you gave it to me. So I had to come in and support them. But then you got Julian, and years ago, what do you think, Shawn, 5 years ago, I brought Julian into camp, you know, and we got a relationship with his trainer, Breadman. We love both of those guys, you know. And so, you know, we're caught up in the middle between both camps, you know, and who to cheer for and root for. So I don't have a voice, so I probably won't have to yell.
That's what makes boxing great, though, man. Is then, you know, putting all that together.
Yeah,
you know?
and then you got Abner Morris and his opponent. That's going to be a great fight. Hugo Santana on the earlier card. I could be mispronouncing his name. Is it Lipnitz?
Oh, damn, Sergio. Yeah.
Sergio. I'm excited to see him fight. And then they said today, one of his handlers said, hey, can we bring him to spar with Shawn sometime? I said, hell yeah, you can bring him to spar with Shawn.
Wow.
It's hard for us to get sparring partners. Even harder for us to get a fight. That's why we're here watching instead of fighting at this time. But from top to bottom, as Shawn said, this card looks exciting. And then I see all you guys when I get here, and I'm like, okay, let's do this. And then we get pieces.
And I thought Jermel was Iron Man. Jamal is.
Then you confuse. I was
gonna say, like, so you get confused, right?
One of them guys. One of them. Okay, one of them. You could be right, I could be wrong.
That's why I went on BoxRec yesterday, because I'm just like you guys. I'm like, I could tell from the tattoos, obviously, but you know, just when they're not in the ring or anything, I don't know either. But
That makes sense. Yeah.
Who's the better fighter? I'm gonna ask Fred.
Jamal's the better fighter.
Jamal's the harder hitter. The one that's fighting tomorrow is the harder hitter. Jamel is the more.
Jamel had problems with Jackson though. Were y'all at that fight in Vegas in May? Yeah. You know he's a first half fighter right now in his career. I think he doesn't have the toughness to. Although he knocked him down, he won the fight on a knockout. But that's because the kid turned around. What did he do?
That was crazy.
He was winning the fight by 4 or 5 rounds, and he turned around.
He took No, he took a shot and then he just turned.
He did something that was just
He
so.
turned and my piece was coming out. He's like, hold on.
No, he did the Blair Witch thing in the corner.
Oh
Remember in the
wow.
movie that
Yeah.
Standing in the corner.
Yeah.
He's just standing like.
He just turned and stood in the corner. I don't know what that was
And
about.
he's the son of a fighter, so that's
Yeah.
But on Charlo's behalf, let me say this: in that particular situation, it was his first time changing trainers,
okay.
and we're not making excuses. I'm not making an excuse for him, but I noticed he was trying to fight differently that fight, and it wasn't working for him at all. He was behind. It wasn't. I'm in agreement with you. He was definitely losing the fight.
How do you, being so close to the situation, knowing both guys for so long, all that stuff, when you watch the fight tomorrow, like what goes through your mind? Like what are you like excited when, you know what I mean? Like if someone lands a good shot, or are you kind of like how does that balance happen?
Well, two things are going on right now. Number one is I got this cold, so I won't be able to yell, and so they won't really hear me. See, you guys are being funny, but Shawn can tell you, these guys, honestly, in that fight with Charlo, the first thing he did when he got out of the ring, the fight you're talking about, he came right over to me and said, I heard you the whole fight, thank you so much. Boo Boo, when he fights, it's going to be the same thing. There's so many different guys. Dominic Wade, in one of his fights in Las Vegas, he's not listening to his corner, he's looking out of the ring to hear what I have to say. Because I had these guys in camp when they're 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. They went through the amateur system with me. They did international trips with me, you know what I mean? I'm quite sure Errol Spence, as focused as he is, but I've been in those corners and I've been on that plane with him that almost crashed. If he hears my voice, yeah, the landing gear wouldn't come out.
Oh my God!
In
really?
Russia. If he hears my voice, they tune into that. So I'm feeling like it's a good thing right now that I came here with a cold, because I don't know who I'm yelling for or how I'm going to yell in that particular situation. But I do think it's a 50-50 fight, and it could go either way. If I got to bet, which I don't bet, I'm betting on the winner.
That's a safe bet.
That's a pretty good bet. That's a pretty good bet.
Don King, right?
My dude do that. We be like, hey man, who you betting on? He be like, who winning? Hey, yo, what you talking about?
And when Shawn moves up to 54, we'll fight either one.
Is that happening?
We're not moving to 54.
We'll see.
Look at the guy. Look at
Shawn fought at
this is
54.
Sweater.
I remember Shawn, the very first fight I went to go see Shawn. It was on the Guerrero versus Selçuk Aydin undercard, and he was fighting at 154 up in San
No,
Jose.
that was 47.
No, it was 54.
That was 54.
It was 54. It was 154. I remember.
In San
No,
Jose?
we
In
fought
San
for a
Jose, I
title.
recall.
That was
No, we fought for a
That was
title.
147,
It was a
Yeah.
title.
Yeah,
We
well
fought
then
for a title.
no, Centeno was 154 at the time. There we
We
go.
fought for a
And then
title.
Shawn came right after Centeno. There we go. That was the first time I saw you fighting there.
No, man, it's gonna get cold.
Just get one. Just get one. Just get one.
Let's stay on
I've only had one instance where I was like rooting for two guys, and one guy got knocked out. I jumped up, and it was weird. It was like before I got down, I was like realizing that my other dude was hurt. I was like, yeah. Oh, you alright?
And guess what?
Is he gonna get up?
I had that picture.
He got up.
After Shawn-
Yeah.
What fight was it? What fight
What fight was it?
I don't want to say what fight. No,
I can say it. I can say it. It was Rodriguez, Edwin Rodriguez.
Nope.
Oh, I got that picture of you jumping up in the air.
Oh
And
yeah, you
coming
did.
down.
Yeah.
You said, oh,
Yeah.
Rodriguez
No,
got knocked
It
out.
was a different one. It
It
was
was Rodriguez versus the boy from DC.
Harrison. No.
Just at StubHub.
Top Dog.
Top dog. Yeah.
Top Dog. Thomas Williams. There we go. Yeah, Thomas Williams.
That was a good fight.
That was a really good fight for the 2 rounds that it lasted. That was a good fight. Yo,
We don't even eat pizza at my house.
Yo, Rosa Oros Pizzeria. Y'all better like talk to us soon.
We don't eat pizza at my house. That's not even allowed.
You don't go to Secret Pizza in Vegas?
What is? I never even heard of it.
Oh, bro, I've been on this for a while. Secret
Okay, he's
Pizza
been
at the
on it.
Cosmo.
We went
in
to
Vegas.
Manny
Go
Pacquiao
there.
versus Jesse Vargas, and he's like, before we leave Vegas, we gotta go to the Cosmo and we gotta go to Secret Pizza. I'm all thinking it's gonna be this place where you see the location. No, it's a literal
It's a secret.
hallway.
Like it's
and
there's a
people
wall,
stand in that
and then
hallway
it's
like they're going in,
a hole
and it's a
down the
pizzeria.
hallway.
Yeah.
But I'm
That's
like,
cool.
but the wait was like an hour. I'm
You
like,
been there?
nah, we out of
Nah.
here. We gotta go. We gotta go. We ain't waiting for this.
Get the. It's called the white pizza. It's like I don't even know what's on it.
I don't
to be
even
honest.
like white pizza. That's what they got.
The
Nah.
pepperoni's bomb too, though.
Pepperoni and sausage,
But
man. That's
the
how
white
we.
is.
If you gotta wait an hour for it,
And you know what?
And you still gotta order
time
it
when
and
you're
wait.
waiting, because they all said they were like, oh no, this is 45 minutes. That's too much. And everyone in the line. This happens to me every time. Everyone in the line is like, no, wait. You're gonna like.
we got some white
people
pizza
on
right
the line.
there.
We got white
see
pizza.
it here.
our problem is we're already fighting with ourselves not to eat that kind of stuff. And then you tell us we gotta wait an hour. We're gonna leave.
Right.
You're right. You're right.
Fight of the year.
Which one? This
So
year?
far?
So far?
So far, it's December. What?
No, but
Well, no, we
no,
got,
but
like,
we
two
still got two great fights that could be fight of the year tomorrow, depending on how they go.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
not giving those. I'll say Vargas Salido, but my heart is kind of Gonzalez Cuadras because I think that was kind of a higher, I guess, kind of class level.
Yeah,
maybe you would say.
right.
But on pure like boxing entertainment, like Vargas Salido.
I was gonna say why. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
What, fight and why? Yeah. What about you? Fight and why?
What about me? Vargas Salido, man. It was probably Vargas Salido.
That
I
was
love Thurman Porter and I love Cuadras versus Gonzalez. Put the pizza down. I loved Cuadras because I was there live. I was there live, and the atmosphere there.
That make it different.
That made it so
does.
much different.
Yeah. It definitely makes it
Thankfully for me, I wasn't there at Salido versus Vargas. I actually had to watch it on TV because I had a situation going on here at home, so I couldn't go. And just watching it on TV and then experiencing that live, I was like, no, I have to go here. This one I was more into it. This one I'm just more emotionally attached to because I was there.
Yeah.
And then when it came to your fight, it was too close to call on that one to me. Like it could have gone either way. When it comes to Vargas Salido, I think it ended correctly with the draw. If it would have gone draw with you guys, it would have been higher up there on me as well. Because again, there's a debate between who won between Porter and Thurman.
Yeah, of course.
Some people say Porter, some people say Thurman.
Right.
If it would have ended at a draw, it would have been there. To me, it would have been up there with Salido Vargas, but Vargas Salido.
I got Thurman Porter as my fight, and people gonna say, "Oh, because you guys are sitting there." No, the reason why.
You sit next to Shawn.
Oh, we all know he can knock me
He
out.
like
but-
Thurman Porter. He said real quiet too, like I don't want to, but I gotta say.
No, I'm being dead ass because I've debated this the entire year since it happened. Salido, Vargas. The reason why I don't give it that because it's not the talent level was completely different.
I agree
You know what I mean? Like it was like backroom brawl. Salido made it a backroom brawl, and Vargas was dumb enough to fall into the trap. You know what I mean? And Vargas coming off 2 wars. This is his 2nd war consecutively.
Yeah.
He should have been. He was the better fighter. He's an Olympian. He should have. So when you're an Olympian, you have more than one tool in your tool belt, and he wasn't smart enough or bright enough to do it. He let Salido get inside, but with Thurman Porter, one because I was there. It was my first fight in New York in a long time.
All that makes a difference too.
But the skill level was just. But the skill level, and I say to this day, I don't know how the fuck he dodged your hooks, and I don't know how the fuck you dodged his hook. I have no fucking idea. And 3, I don't know how the fuck you stood up to that hook. So I mean, that fight was banana. I was looking forward to that fight since it was announced in March. And the car accident happened, and we don't need you to comment on whether you think that happened or not. But
That is segue into for you to.
no.
Am I doing it right now?
No,
You was
but
doing it
that fight was like 2 fucking like high level gladiators, and the same thing's gonna happen with Garcia and Thurman if Garcia don't get caught early. You know, I think it's gonna be 2 great gladiators at a high level going the fuck at it, and that's what boxing is. You know what I mean?
We're commentating on that fight.
Oh yeah, y'all are.
Oh, nice.
We're commentating on that fight. We want the winner and the loser.
Nice.
We want both of them. This is how you become great. Now, Shawn gave you guys the last one. Let me give you this one, and I want separate ones from each one of you guys.
But wait, we didn't get your guys' fight of the year.
It's Porter Thurman.
We fighters.
Porter Thurman. Yeah, Porter Thurman.
That was easy.
That was quick.
I want that reward. So.
Who do you want to see Shawn fight next? First quarter of the year. And it's got to be a realistic one. Obviously, it can't be Keith. and it can be
Danny
because they've talked about fighting each other. So.
Off of name-wise and off of victory-wise, considering what's been going on this past year, Andre Berto.
If you choose a bum fight,
No.
Oh, no,
fight.
bum fight. Okay.
We need a top 5. We need a top 5,
Okay.
top 10 guy. We like to do 5, but you know, we'll take somebody in top 10.
What I would love.
Listen. Let me throw this in there. We haven't fought at this point right now because I won't fight somebody out of that top 10. I've said no to somebody that's fighting today in a 6th rounder. No, thank you.
Yeah, I heard that rumor too.
I'm like,
I heard
no,
that rumor too.
No.
Check the fight card.
There's three.
He opens up the card.
Timothy Bradley, Earl Spence, and Andre Berto.
Spence ain't happening. He's dealing with the IBF,
Yeah, he's dealing with the IBF.
on the championship.
Those 3.
And Tim Bradley.
That can't happen actually.
Tim Bradley is asking for too much money.
The one, honestly,
That's what I've been told. And who was the other?
And he said Berto, same with me.
Berto.
Oh.
I think that's a
I would
fun
love
fight.
I would love to see Shawn with any one of those guys right there.
And maybe this is out of the realm of possibility, but I would love to see you and Manny Pacquiao.
We
You know what I
would
mean?
love to have that opportunity as well.
Right? I mean, it seems like that's, you know, for politics or whatever, but I mean, and we all kind of, I think you guys said fighters that are, you know, probably more realistic, but I mean, I think,
that'd be great.
Like Pacquiao, I think is, God, how great would that be?
I think it's realistic from the standpoint that we have our own promotional company and we can do business. We can do business.
And he has a date in April, which kind of pigeonholes who he can fight anyway.
And you have the
'Cause
first
he-
quarter, so that would be the first
They
quarter.
go on vacation, they go on break either March
Yeah, the
or
center
April
break.
or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So he has to fight within that time span. So
But I think that's perfect because everyone asks him, oh, do you want to fight, you know, the Garcia Thurman winner? But if you guys fight, then it's all right. It's like winner against winner kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like I think that sets that up perfect. And the fact that you have the history with Keith. Like,
Can I throw a name out there that no
but
one's
the
saying?
fight that makes sense,
Go right.
Vargas.
Can I throw a name out there that made that?
Vargas?
Which Vargas?
Samuel?
Jesse.
Jesse Vargas. Jesse Vargas. Name I was gonna throw out there. Why not? Amir Khan.
We love it. We
Amir
love
Khan,
it.
just for the heck of it, because
love
obviously
it.
he'd bring the
We love
UK
it.
people over
We
and
love
everything.
it.
Yeah.
We
Amir
love
Khan.
it.
you
I
thinking?
thought we said something in the moment when we was talking names and stuff like that. There was some reason we didn't include him.
Listen, you don't want to fight anybody, but
And I say this respectfully, Amir Khan is a hoe chaser. Like you see what I mean? No, not like no. Like
can you give me a definition of that? Wait a minute, I need 2
offense, but I'm
definitions.
offended.
Give me the definition
I
on
need
the
a
street.
sentence.
Right,
Right.
in the box. Right. Give me the analogy to boxing.
Right, we want the
I
box.
don't
No,
know,
really.
Honestly.
like he only wants. He's not in my mind. When I look at Amir Khan, he's in the boxing for the wrong reasons. For a lot of what he's a talented fighter. Don't get me wrong, some of the fastest hands in boxing. But when you don't take the steps and you try and jump 5 steps every time, that's kind of disrespectful in a sense.
Every time.
Every time. Okay, I'm going from Pacquiao. Okay, I don't want Pacquiao. Okay, I can't get that fight. I'm gonna go get Canelo. Oh, I can't get Canelo. Oh, I'm gonna get Mayweather. Oh, I'm gonna get Mayweather. You know, that's not practical. You know, and
I agree.
And he
I
was
agree.
set up to fail, and I can't believe his management team did it because, I mean, I swear to Jesus, I was there when he was offered the Kell Brooks fight. Not there, but I'm around people where he was offered the Kell Brooks fight. High 7 figures, close to 8 figures for that fight.
Wow.
Over there in Wembley, said wherever. Swear to God, and he turned it down. Turned it down.
Let me ask you guys. Your thoughts on boxing on 2016? I know it ain't over yet. We have 2 more weeks left for boxing. Obviously, tomorrow night fights, and then B-Hop.
Well, December 10th constitutes the whole entire year.
Exactly.
We got 30 fights.
All right. So, what are your thoughts on boxing as a whole this year? You know, we haven't gotten the fights that we wanted to see. We wanted to see Canelo versus Triple G. Pay-per-view numbers have been pretty bad this year compared to the years before and everything. Just your thought overall on boxing and how it's been in 2016.
I would say it's a good year. We've had a good year in boxing. As far as pay-per-view numbers, that's down. But I think when Mayweather and Pacquiao did what they did, I think that left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth to buy pay-per-view a lot like back in the days when Mike was knocking out, Tyson was knocking guys out in 91 seconds, and people would be upset and say, okay, that's it, I'm not buying anymore. And then the numbers kind of went down because people were afraid that this was happening, and they were like, you know what, I'm not going to buy it. I'll wait a week and watch it the next week. So I think, you know, charging so much, waiting so long for the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight, you know, and waiting until they would probably pass their primes, and then charging so much for the fight, and then underwhelming fight has turned people off. And so that's what happened in the pay-per-view numbers. And, you know, I think you should be careful with who you put on pay-per-view, like we just seen, you know, recently with the Ward and Kovalev, or with Bud Crawford, you know, Pacquiao. You know, we've seen some situations where the numbers are down. I think it may be, you know, time for them to say, you know, you gotta build people up more to get them to a pay-per-view. So I thought it was a good year, but pay-per-view numbers definitely were down. But I think the Pacquiao-Mayweather had a lot to do with that.
I feel like I feel exactly how you feel. I feel like we had a pretty good year. I think also take into account what PBC is doing. Once you find out that you can watch boxing on Spike or Fox or CBS, NBC, you start to forget that there's also boxing on HBO and Showtime. I myself was like, oh, that fight's on Showtime? All right, yeah, I'll check it out. Not remembering that, hey, the fights are still over there. You know what I mean? So, but I would say overall, for myself, being someone who wants to bring boxing back to where, quote unquote, where it once was, where I feel it should be. I feel like I'm personally helping do my job. I feel like it's getting better, and at the same time, other guys are starting to fight now. So next year you're gonna have situations where that little window is gonna be closed, and it's gonna be nothing but the best fighting the best. That's gonna happen real soon. I think it'll pick up next year, and it'll move forward from there.
Shawn, quick question. You said you were commentating Garcia Thurman. And I've always wanted to ask the fighter this. These guys are in your weight division. Obviously, you fought Thurman. You want the winner, like you said. You want the loser.
Yeah.
So going into like the analytic part of it, though, do you have to kind of keep that in mind? Like, maybe I don't want to give too much maybe credit about this to this guy because, you know, then it might come back to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've done commentating twice, and I absolutely love it. I told myself the first time I did it, just have fun, speak your mind, and the rest will carry on. I had an unbelievable first experience with Spike TV doing the commentary for them. After that, I did Fox, and I thought that went very, very well as well. One thing I've learned from my dad is he says that with your sport, you want to focus on what's going on, what's good about your sport. You don't want to bring in anything that's negative into your sport or in that moment or anything like that, because that's what people will remember. So moving forward, doing this commentary with Garcia and Thurman, I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to remain open, unbiased. I'm going to say what I see and what I feel I should be seeing. I'm not going to hold back because I feel a certain way about a certain fighter, or because I'm afraid that, you know, I'm going to give some insight on what can happen with me. I'm going to remain who I am, be fun, and just try to enjoy the experience and give you guys what you want to hear, which is an in-depth look into the mind of a boxer, not just what you see, not just what you see in the ring. You know, I think a lot of times that's something I try to do, is figure out what was I thinking right there. Why did I make this move? Why did he make that move? Why did he do this? Why did he do that? And the great part about it is I have a lot of experience because I've done it myself, and I can tell you 9 times out of 10 what a guy is thinking, what they're feeling, what they're doing, why they're doing it. And I think that's why they're inviting a lot of the young fighters on to do it now, because you can understand us, and again, we can give you that in-depth look.
And with the free TV, it's the casual fans that are tuning into the free fights,
exactly.
They need that.
Exactly, and that was one thing that I was told too, is that, you know, remember that these aren't always boxing fans or always
Great point.
boxing professionals. You know, this is just your average person, you know, so even though you may quote unquote dumb it down, if you dumb it down in a fun way, in a way that's intellectual but understanding to everyone, it makes sense. And so I'm looking forward to doing it. And again, man, I'm looking forward to getting in the ring after the fight.
Yeah. Out of the upcoming fights that's starting off 2017, which one are you guys looking more forward to? We got Frampton, Santa Cruz too.
I'm looking forward.
And then we got Mikey on that versus Dijon. Then we also got the fight that everybody's looking forward to here in Southern California, Brandon Rios versus Victor Ortiz. That's going to be basically Orlando Salido versus Francisco Vargas all over again. Then we got Broner coming up. We have Garcia Thurman. The lineup that Showtime brought out. Well, what fight do you guys think 2017 is being represented the best, and also will represent what boxing is all about, really?
I didn't pick a fight of the year, but my fight of the year would have been Frampton and Santa Cruz. Just based solely on the fact that it was entertaining. It was very close, but the level, the caliber of fighting that was in the ring was a lot like myself and Keith Thurman. So I am looking forward to that rematch. Obviously, I'm looking forward to Garcia and Thurman being able to be there and commentate it. I think makes it even more special for myself. But again, seeing fighters in my division, seeing what they have, what they're gonna do. You know what I mean? When you get in the ring with Shawn Porter, you're in for a hard night, flat out. I'm looking forward to seeing what game plans these guys bring to the table and how it shakes out.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to the Thurman Garcia fight. I'm also looking forward to the Frampton and Santa Cruz fight. Frampton has contacted us and they want to use our facility to prepare for the fight for like 6 weeks.
Really? You
So
stay out here?
yeah, so I'll be kind of close to them and seeing what they're doing, and it's always good to see them transfer that over to the actual fight. Like Andre Ward was just at our place for a week. It was only a week, but I got a chance to watch him, interact with him, help him out with whatever he needed while he was there, talk to him a little bit, and then actually see him in the fight. Now, I was shocked in the first couple rounds.
Yeah, man.
I was shocked. I was just like,
Yeah, man.
I couldn't yell or nothing. I was like, what the? You know, first round we get hit with a jab that buckles his knees. I'm like, oh, snap. You know, second round we get put down. I'm like, oh, no.
It's not going. Not going the right direction.
But
I was with my dude to the end.
But
I sent a tweet. I don't never tweet. I sent a tweet right before the 12th round. I was like, "This is the 12th round. Watch my man. Watch what happens. This is what true champions do." Man, he did a great job.
You know, getting a chance to interact with these guys before they actually go into fight night is a great situation. So I'm looking forward to both of those.
I would encourage y'all to do that. If y'all have any opportunities to see fighters like you see me, and you're able to get into their training camp and see what they're doing, see how they're working, their game plan. Watch if you can watch how their body changes between the beginning of camp.
Like life changes.
The whole nine, but
it's amazing.
It will give you, you know, I know you guys already have respect for boxing, but that's my favorite thing to do is bring somebody that doesn't box, bring them in for a 40-minute workout and have you feel a little taste of what I do, and it'll give you more respect and a different perspective on boxing, especially when you can see someone's game plan, like my dad said, and see how it shakes out in the ring, how they actually implement it, if they're really following it and all that. It really that's when it becomes a science. You know what I mean? We talk about the sweet science. If you're not having a genuine training camp with the same guys, preparing the same way, and implementing a game plan and doing everything that it takes to be at this high level, then you're not enjoying and using the science the way you should be. But you know, if you're in the gym every day working on your craft and you're steadily building in the training camp, and you see that's when it becomes a science. And, you know, a lot like myself and Keith Thurman, we were banging, but there was definitely some science between coming from both of us. I definitely know, you know, looking at him, across from him, going into the next rounds to see if he was bouncing the same, all that kind of stuff. He had it together against us, and watching him move, doing the things that he was doing during the fight, I could see him trying to set some things up and all that kind of stuff. So it was definitely some science being done that night.
I was funny because I've been meaning to tell you guys that we should do exactly what Shawn was saying, do like a day in the camp kind of a thing? Just all of us kind of regular guys, and just have you guys beat us up for like a day?
You know, and just,
He and I go to the gym at least, you know.
Yeah, I go to the gym too.
At the end of the day, you know, give Porter some of the piece of that pie, because I gave you the idea.
This pie?
You got enough money.
Take all you want.
I gotta eat mine off camera.
So my question is this: what's your favorite slice? What's your favorite topping on a pizza?
It probably would be sausage.
The one you have in your hand is whatever pizza you got in your hand.
I'm gonna go get some too. Why not? Right now.
My dude, we got a place back home that we like to eat pizza back home in Ohio. And me and my dude, we would get a box. This is when I was playing football and I was allowed to eat.